squishy chair. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Dana Alexa. Welcome back to my channel. As most of you guys know, if you've been following my journey on Instagram, I have been living nomadically, traveling the world for more than 11 months now, almost a full year. I am currently in Scotland, and Scotland is my 60th country. I've made an entire life and career out of travel. I've traveled internationally tons, and I've also traveled to 46 US states. I also was the winner of the amazing race, so travel is just part of what I do. It's part of my work, and it's just a passion of mine. So I thought it would be a really amazing thing to give you some of my top travel tips that I've come up with over the last couple of decades of travel. I am going to skip over like basic travel tips like show up early to the airport, and I'm going to dive right into some that I've found work for me and that maybe are a little bit less common, less obvious. But before I get into that video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of my favorite jewelry. The company is Ana Luisa. You will see me wearing it all the time. When I prepared to live nomadically and I moved, I decided I would sell all of my material possessions. I sold most of my clothing, all of my furniture. I wanted to be able to move and live very light. So when it came time to choose which pieces of jewelry I was going to bring with me, I selected very few pieces. And over the last couple of months, I've partnered very closely with Ana Luisa because I can't say enough good things about their products. As you guys know, I never promote products that I don't use, that I don't wear all the time. I dance, I hike, I work out. I always forget to take off my jewelry when I'm getting into the shower. And my favorite thing about these pieces is that they don't tarnish, they don't change colors, they don't make my skin green. Most of them are plated 14 karat gold, so they're incredible quality. High quality, gorgeous statement pieces. I'm going to share the ones I'm wearing with you now, and I'm going to give you some close-ups so you can see them really well. I'm wearing the Jack's ring. Turn it around here for you. That is also 14 karat plated gold. I'm wearing this earring, which, let me tell you, I can't go outside without being complimented on this earring. It's the Sia Link. It's a little paper clip, and then it connects to a second hole. I am really excited because I just got this piercing up here, and I want to put it so that it links to that one, but this is the new piercing, so I can't take that earring out yet. And then I'm on this side. I like to mix and match my earrings. I don't know if you guys do this, but I like to sometimes wear just one of a set. So on this side, I'm wearing the boa earring. It's a serpent, a really cool looking snake, and actually the huggy in the back is also an Ana Luisa piece, and I'll link the other video that I did for them to explain those pieces in the description box below so you can check those out. But one of my favorite companies, and the biggest thing is right now they are running a crazy sale. Buy one piece, get the second piece 60% off. Trust me, analuisa.com, go over there, check it out, and maybe snag one of these pieces so we can be twins. All right, back into the travel tips. This actually leads me perfectly into travel tip number 1, which is pack lighter than you think you should. This is a mistake that I made constantly as a new traveler. I was always prepared with like 4 outfit changes per day and like 40 pairs of underwear for a week trip. I don't know, I guess I just always felt like it'd be too hard. Like, what if I needed something and I couldn't get it? But realistically, there are stores wherever you're going, unless you're going into like the rainforest, there's probably going to be stores. So you can always grab something if you really need it, and you probably won't need it. You're probably going to do the same thing you do at home and wear the same 2 outfits the whole time. So pack lighter than you think you should. This is a really great way to just feel light, not be burdened by having too much stuff or having a really heavy piece of luggage to wheel around. I've definitely done some trips that had multiple legs, and by the middle of the trip, having to pull a 40-pound piece of luggage was just like the worst thing ever. So Actually, notoriously on The Amazing Race in the last leg, I threw my bag away with all my possessions in it. And I was like, I really hope I win because I can't carry this bag anymore. The other great thing about packing light is that a lot of the airlines offer like a base airfare, which really only covers like a carry-on, or sometimes, in some cases, it's just like a piece of like a handbag, like a backpack, something really small. And it's really affordable to fly that way. So if you can live on just a couple of things, couple of really key pieces, of course your really good jewelry, then keep it light. You will feel so much freer and so much less exhausted by travel. Especially, like I said, if you're on a trip with many legs where you have to take buses or trains, pack light. Travel tip number 2 is try to avoid high season. Try to avoid traveling during spring break, summer break, and Christmas time. These are the most expensive times to travel. If you ask me, what I usually do is I stay really low key during those times of the year. I stay home and stack money, and then I go the second the season ends. So it's such a great time to travel right at the end of August, early September. You're still getting a feel for the high season, but without all the crowds, without the crazy amount of tourists, and without the crazy high season prices. So look into the destination you're going. Plan it according to the weather, of course. Traveling to a place that has hurricanes or, has a monsoon season, avoid that. But also try to avoid high season, the time that everybody's like, oh, it's a great time to take a break. That's a good time for you to stay home, work a few extra shifts for all the other people that are on vacation, and then leave the day that they come back. One of the other amazing tips that I picked up, and I actually picked this up on this trip, after all these years of traveling, I really didn't think about this. I have saved so much money using Airbnb's monthly discount. Now, I'm telling you, I've gotten up to 50% off of Airbnbs. They also give weekly discounts, which is great, but their monthly discounts are phenomenal. So again, another tip. I know it's not always easy to leave for a month at a time, but if you could stack your time off and go in longer spurts of time. First of all, when you travel for a longer period of time, you really get to integrate, you get to really create a lifestyle. I join a gym, I get to get my regular coffee from my place, I know everybody's name. It's a really nice way to travel and just kind of assimilate and become part of a life in another country, which I think is one of the biggest parts of travel, right? It's nice to see the sights, but it's really nice to join into a culture, to me. So that's a huge perk. And like I said, the prices, unbelievable. So look into longer length stays if you are able to stack your time off. So maybe you take one big trip every year instead of 4 little ones, and maybe that trip is more meaningful and gives you more time to decompress. Since I've been traveling, I started hosting in-home retreats. I host in-home healing retreats where you can come into my home with me. You can live with me for a period of time. I recommend 2 to 3 weeks, but we even offer programs for as long as living the whole month with us. And I found from almost everyone who's come to stay already that they're like, oh my gosh, it took me like a full week to just decompress, to just get used to being on vacation and to slowing down and to really enjoying time. And I'm like, if your vacation was only 1 week, then it'd be over and you'd have to go right back into it, right? And you've just gotten into that slowed down, state of mind, that vacation mindset, right? It takes about a week to turn on. So that's another good reason that if you can stack some holiday time and take some longer trips, maybe more infrequently, but longer length, you might feel you get more out of it. When I travel, let me tell you, I am like the tour guide, the travel agent. I travel in large groups of people. I'm usually with at least 4 to 8 different people while we're traveling. And I tell everyone these things before we board the plane. The number 1 rule of a long-haul international flight is that if you have to use the restroom, you use it right before the plane is going to land. So I tell everyone, look at the clock. When we're about 45 an hour outside of landing, get up and use the bathroom. Freshen up, brush your teeth, change your clothes if you want, go to the bathroom. Because as soon as the plane lands, the best thing to do is hightail it to immigration. This is the time where people get off the plane and they're kind of sleepy and they go to the bathroom. And then by the time they get to the immigration line, it's 4 hours long. So me, I get off the plane and I hightail it to immigration. You can always go to the bathroom when you're through to the other side. Make sure to maximize that time, because trust me, those long immigration lines, after you've been on a plane for 8-10 hours, it's not it. That brings me to my next tip. Pack a little bag for the plane. I travel with this one. It is just a little one. I think I got it free with like a perfume purchase, but I always have everything I need in here. I keep deodorant, a little toothbrush and toothpaste. I have hand sanitizer. I have hand sanitizer, a pen. You always want to have a pen with you when you travel, because they'll often hand you a landing card. And it's really a good idea to have a pen, because otherwise everyone on the plane is like, do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? So I can fill out my documents. I have a hair tie, lip balm, some moisturizing cream. I have a second set of contact lenses, and I also keep a clean pair of underwear. Trust me, travel delays happen, and wearing the same pair of underwear for 20 hours straight is not cute. This also reminds me that it's a really important thing to make sure that you know where you're staying. On these landing cards, before you go through immigration, you often have to put the address of where you're going to be staying in the country in which you're arriving. So it's important to have that information on hand. You want to make sure that you screenshot that information if you are going to keep an electronic copy, and then of course have an external charger just so that battery on that phone doesn't die. But I always like to print everything out, especially now in the era of COVID travel, post-COVID travel, pandemic travel. There's a lot of requirements, obviously, for COVID testing, COVID documentation, and a lot of places do require them to be printed out. So the day before travel, I go to like a Staples, or if I have an in-home printer, I print out all my documentation, my plane tickets, my COVID documentation, as well as my upon arrival wherever I'm staying, whether it's a hotel reservation or an Airbnb. If you have a return flight home, it's good to have that printed out. A lot of places require you to have proof of a return flight before you fly into their country. And it's really just a good idea to make sure that you're checking with the embassy of each country that you're flying to before you fly. Go to the embassy website and check to see what the current requirements are for entry into the country. They'll be listed there for you, and they do expect you to know that, even if it's someplace you've never been before, and even if they have a requirement that's really strange. They expect you to know it, especially now, like I said, with the pandemic travel. You really are responsible for knowing what type of test is needed. Some people require a PCR test, some don't. If you show up with incomplete or incorrect documentation, they can prohibit you from boarding the plane or from entering the country, and you really don't want to mix up like that. So it's best to really make sure you're planning ahead. The last step in planning ahead is just to make you aware that there is the option to have travel health insurance. So you can either get this in the country of origin, wherever you're beginning, your own country will supply it, or you can get it from the country to which you're going. And I've done that several times, and I felt really good about it. It's affordable. It covers you against, unnecessary hospital stay or whatever it is. And just with the way things are right now in the world, I think it's a great thing to look into and maybe give you a little boost of security if you are going to be traveling. I hope that you find this video helpful. I hope that you really enjoy it. And more than anything, I hope that you head to analuisa.com and check out their jewelry. Like I said, just to remind you, their link is in the description box below. They're having a sale, buy one, get one, 60% off, Black Friday. You must grab some of these pieces. Price points start at just $39. So affordable for jewelry that doesn't tarnish, doesn't break, doesn't fall apart, will really last and go the distance for you. Like I said, I'm wearing the Jack's ring. And my favorite earring I think I've ever owned, the Sia Link. And I've got the boa earring here. So check them out. They really have amazing high quality pieces at incredibly affordable prices. I cannot stress enough how much you guys will love these things. You need to just give them a try, and there's no better time than right now. So make sure to get in there, snag some amazing pieces of your own. My other favorite thing about this company is that they're sustainable. They offset 100% of their carbon emissions. How amazing is that? I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment down below. And if you like this video, click like and subscribe. I'll be back real soon. Love you guys.